Hi everybody, Artkin40 here to give you a little background and the core of what I'd like to talk about. But first, I just want you to know a little bit about who I am and where I'm from, because the older we get, the more we kind of get disconnected from the newer energy and the new people that are coming into this industry, and all this AI and technology is evolving. This reminds me of when I started. It was 1998 that Google started, and I was halfway into the industry. So let me give you a little background. I am from Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey. My father had a flower shop in the Bronx, so I was raised in the industry. After he sold, he went over and worked part-time for Cobby's Florist in Paterson, New Jersey. He and Frank Carbone worked together. I was hired there to cut the flowers, clean, do everything but design. So I learned the hard way, the hardest part of the industry. All I can remember from that, my takeaway was the 1978 blizzard, and it was only Frank, my father, and myself that showed up for work that day, and it took me an hour and a half to make one delivery. It didn't take long for Frank to realize this wasn't going to work out, so we called it a day. So as fast forward to 1984 or 5, moved down to Florida, and in 86 we opened up a flower shop called Beneva Flowers. My dad named it after the road. I just thought, couldn't we get a better name than that? There was Mr. Florist, Enchanted Florist, Elegant. There's just so many beautiful names. And he said, you want ego or you want a business? You want to make money or you want to feel elegant and opulent? And he told me a long time ago, ego is something you want to keep out of your business. It's easy to feel great, to feel wonderful, and you want to feel wonderful, but at the end of the day, it's about doing a job well and making ends meet while being profitable along the way. Profitable should be almost the first thing you need to do, because too many people are working so hard to feel good about what they do, forgetting how important it is to be able to pay the rent and the electric bill at the end of the month or the mortgage. So we started as a family business, my mom, my dad, myself. There was no store there. It was an empty hole in the wall. It's 1,000 square feet. And that's it. I remember the first customer that we finally sold something to. It was a dozen roses. And I never forgot how excited I was. And then what a ride it was from there. We went into 30 years later, fast forward to 2015. We now have been accomplishing about 300 plus weddings a year. Quite an undertaking there. 52 employees, $5 million in sales a year, and 14% profitability. My wire-ins were just under 5%. Pretty nice report card if you ask me. I was very proud of it because I worked very hard. You see, when we started, we were 80% wire-in. We barely had enough money to make the next week, never mind the next month. So I've been there. I've seen a lot of this. Well, it was around 1998 when Google started. I thought to myself, what a great concept. I'm going to pay per click, which means I'm going to pay when somebody clicks, which means they're visiting my website. The rest is on me. When I hear a flower shop say, oh, never do that, I'm thinking to myself, why? You're getting a new customer. You see, I had a friend of mine, his name was Cal Bohm. He owned America's Florists. Great family business. They had a big, beautiful building out in Bound Brook, New Jersey, and the upstairs was managed by one daughter, and they handled all the out-of-town business and the marketing. The downstairs was the other daughter, her and her husband, managed the whole flow of regular, everyday order processing and delivering. So it was a really great concept, but you see, with that kind of a name, you have so much potential, and he went after the yellow pages. He had an ad in all the yellow pages across the country. Well, that's a good $120,000 a month. I wasn't ready to take on a $100,000 bill, but when Google came around, I could do it in small increments. So I immediately went after that, grew that business. 1999, 2000, I was building websites. I created the final go. I went through 3 companies to get there. It was so successful that people started approaching me from all across the industry wanting a copy of it. Well, they didn't just get the website. They got me. I would be flown out to their business and work with them, see what's going on. I can't even count how many people I helped with my marketing tips, because at the end of the day, it was the marketing piece that made the websites as good as they were. So whenever I'm going to make a video, I think about who, what, and why. So the who is who I am. The what is what we do. As retail florists, we're there to serve. We're there to deliver a message, and the vehicle is the flowers. Please understand it. It's not any more or less than that. So when I see these designers putting 3, 4, 5 different variations of greens in a vase, I think to myself, you're just killing the cost of goods on that design. Killing it. Why not just keep it simple and roll it out? Make sure it's polished, looks good, properly put together, and delivered on time. So that's what we do. What's our purpose? Timeliness. To make sure the delivery is made on time. In my opinion, to make sure it's made on time with marketing material to ensure that that recipient orders from us in the future. And that is the goal, timeliness and delivering the message. Why do we do it? Because we serve our clients with service, not flowers. We may deliver a fruit basket. We may deliver an orchid plant. Well, those aren't flowers. We may deliver a gourmet basket. We're delivering funeral designs. We're in the service business. And the sooner we remember that, the sooner you're going to understand the value and why I made this video today. Because we're missing the most important service that we have offered for over 100 years, and that's the wire out. I called out 2 orders yesterday and had to negotiate and have a conversation and continuously discuss them taking this order from me. It was as if they were doing me a favor. Why are we trying to buck the wire services? Why is everyone such a bad guy in the middle making any money? I have another video you can watch sometime. Think about the world without a wire service. This industry would be dead. It wouldn't be, or it couldn't make it on its own. Too many people rely on them. And what do they rely on? The order gathering and the order producers. That's why they used to send us on lavish trips and reward us and thank us for the business that we're doing. It's like everything else. The top 20% fed the other 80% to make sure that the orders get through the system. This isn't difficult, people. You just got to understand this is how it works. So let's look at the wire out real quick. I have shops that are saying, we're not going to take your order. I'm listening to flower shops tell their customers, you can look it up on Google. You all know who your basement Bettys are in your town. You know who's doing a decent job and you know who's doing a horrible job. Why would you want to let your customer go through that? They're trusting you to do something you're good at. You are the professional because you're being paid to do this. And you're giving it up. I hear florists all the time saying, I'm not making any money. There's no money in this business. Then when you give them a model that's 30 to 40% profit, they say, no, we're not going to do that because we shouldn't take that money. Well, when do you ever win? You have to win sometimes. You can't continue to lose. So the wire out order is the ultimate convenience order. When I'm at a party and people tell me, oh, you send flowers. Oh, I send flowers. Do you send to Minnesota? Of course. I don't want them to think about where the flowers are going. If you need flowers, call Beneva. That's all they knew in Sarasota. Ask people that knew me when I had my store. Anywhere you went in Sarasota, if you said Beneva, they said art. If you said art conforti, they said Beneva flowers. If you said Beneva flowers, they talked about sending art conforti. I made myself synonymous with flowers. And I think everyone should really think about this message. Everyone makes beautiful designs. They're beautiful out there. The flowers have never been more beautiful. The difference is the service. Somebody might out-design me, but I'll get it there faster and on time. Sure, I did the Ritz-Carlton. I did all the fancy events, but I also did the everyday flowers in a bud vase. Doesn't matter. We're in the service business, and the flowers are the vehicle to send the message. We have to deliver a message. So when somebody's sending out of town, by all means, please, don't throw them out into the woods and say, go pick a shop, it's easy. It's not easy. You don't know who you're going to get. And if you want to know how you can make money on that, here it is. Any order incoming through another flower shop should have a minimum of $50 or $60. And whatever that is, it needs to be a designer's choice. Forget these designer choices for 100 and 200. People don't buy those. I'm not even asking you, I'm telling you. And please don't come back to me and say you sold one. I get it, but they don't. I was one of the ones that created that back in 1998. I had a designer's choice. And people are like, what's that? That's where they can pick, we'll make whatever we have available. That's for the guy that walks in the door and puts $50 on the table and says, can you make me something nice? Sure. Hey, how about another $10? Will it be extra nice? Whatever. You're selling adjectives. We're going to design to the value, but as long as you don't have to pick 2 these, 3 of those in a vase with a ribbon and a balloon to match for $39.99, you can make money on a wire in for a designer's choice. And you should talk up the designer's choice. It's a beautiful product. A designer's choice is hand selected by the artisans in that area of the most beautiful seasonal flowers, put together and delivered at a price range that you designate. That's all there is to it. So I'm giving you the answer, and a lot of flower shops call me and talk to me and are doing this. And some of them, I'm sure, are your competitors. So it's up to you. You can not see this and think that it's going to go away, or you can keep letting my shops take away your customers. Let's work together, everybody. We're in this together. When one flower shop fails, we're all failing. If you have questions, leave them here or contact me. There's no reason for us to be giving up this business. It's worked for over 100 years. Why are we doing this? I'm just baffled by it. Why is it so hard to call an order out today? Every shop I talk to tells me what struggles they're facing. If you have an idea, let me hear it. The difference between me and you or anyone else is I execute. I bring attention to it. I have a lot more coming up in the next couple of years you're going to see. So stay in touch with me. Please go to Bloomerang Solutions on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. It's all free, but I need you to hear what I'm saying. And if you agree with me, by all means, share this video. Take a few minutes, put it on the background, have your coffee, hear my message. It can only help. Thanks for watching and listening. Your time means the world to me, and I'm honored that you gave it to me to listen to this. Look forward to hearing from you and to speak to you again in the future.